coachpointofcanterbury.org. I'm here with Henry G from Epsilon. They've just been thoroughly trounced by MTW.
Good shaft then.
Yeah. Right, so, lay it on me, bro. What went wrong?
Well, what went right, to be honest. We started the game off with a 3-on-1 in the pistol round, and Webber was up to his old tricks and got a 3v1 versus us, and I kind of set the tone for the game, really. You know, everyone was kind of disheartened by that. It wasn't the reason we lost a pistol, so it's ridiculous, but nothing went right. Like, I've been away working for the last month, so coming to this LAN, we kind of knew we're only strong on 2 maps, and as soon as they veto, I don't want to say Dusty or Inferno,
so by the time we've rendered it and put it out, you'll probably be out anyway. So
we're kind of done with that point. We have no leeway in the veto, because as soon as they eliminate those, we can't put any pressure onto them whatsoever. So we're on the back foot constantly in this veto. We're just constantly thinking, okay, now what map are we going to get shafted on next? So as soon as Tuscan came along, we was between Train and Tuscan. So it was either get raped on Tuscan, get raped on Train. We thought we'd have a better chance on Tuscan, and the result speaks for itself. Really, didn't get any luck in the clutches. People getting picked all over the place. Didn't have any pushes. And yeah, not really much more to say.
Did it surprise you? I mean, you know, sort of how, well, whether it was how bad you played or how well they played. I mean, were you surprised that it wasn't more competitive?
I thought going in, I said to the guys, it's going to be a close game this one. I didn't think anyone, I thought it'd either be a close game or that would happen to us. I thought the close game was going to happen though. Like, it seemed like, I don't know, sorry, what was the question?
I thought you were getting really philosophical, man. I was waiting. Oh, you know, just we surprised because obviously you know the players. Maybe not Tornado Tony, because you know, obviously it's
no, we know 50-50 is such a drill team. That's what like I said, we've been away for so long, and coming at MTW, the most drilled team here by a long way, with bar very games maybe. And I thought we normally rely on skill until our tournament. That's what we did at 30p. We had no preparation whatsoever at 30p, and we came second. And that's what I think we were kind of hoping to happen at this one, but unless we step it up into that, I don't think it's going to be. Happen again.
How much of that can you attribute to the last minute kind of switch with, well, you know, Luke and Wes? They're different players. You know, certainly Critical is more known as an AWPer than a rifler. You know, Wes is good. Luke is not as good.
No.
You know, but Luke's a good motivator, and Wes is a little bit more quiet. So 2 very different players. And has that affected the balance at all?
It's definitely a change of atmosphere. Luke's a lot more passionate than Wes is. We're normally quite a quiet team. Yeah. I don't think Luke understands that. We're going into a game like he's really up for it and screaming. I think he's normally playing with people and he's the captain sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like, he's coming to this team as like just the mercenary sort of thing. So he's not really used to no one really listening to him. Like, we're all just saying, "Oh, Luke, just chill out. We're trying to concentrate here." And he's screaming his head off, and like every time he dies, he's standing up and going mad and stuff, which is fine. Like, I love the passion, but it doesn't. We've never worked like that. I don't think he gets it. Like, we're just we try and play a bit more of a chilled out game, and that's where Wes fits in quite well, as he was always quite.
To be fair, you must have known that about him before you agreed to pick him up, Henry. So come on, I mean, what was the rationale? Because everyone was surprised that it was him, and not a Release or a Hughesy or, you know, someone like that that you could have nabbed. You know, they weren't going to be here.
Well, Luke wasn't our first pick, I'm not going to lie.
Like,
we didn't run to Luke and begged him to play for us. Like, I think he's a good player and everything, but I'm not going to lie, he wasn't my first pick. We asked other players, people weren't available.
Why did they knock you back?
Because, well, we wanted people to practice, ironically, which I couldn't even do in the end. But we wanted people that wanted to turn up and practice and play all the time for 2 weeks. With Wes dropped out university boulders, and then it was Luke was there ready to practice, he was ready to play, and then the other guys weren't so up for it. So we thought we need to get the guy who's really committed instead of going for the brutal fragger who's not really that interested. We might as well give us someone who can motivate us, who's really into it. And yeah.
So I mean, the move isn't going to be permanent, is it? I mean, Wes is coming back.
Wes is coming back. Like, he's finished his resits now, and fingers crossed, everything's gone well. Yeah, Luke knows he's not trialling for the team or anything. He knows after this event Wes is back. I've been talking to Wes this event, and like, he's ready to come back. He's ready. He's got the PHP hunger.
Yeah, that hunger.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you about that because Marek seems, again, you talk about how you're quite a quiet team and an instant team, and Marek certainly seems to fit that mould, and he's very studious in between games. He's sat there like reading and stuff. You know, he doesn't seem to be into the same kind of banter. I mean, is the chemistry still sort of cool?
No, he seems quite quiet. He actually does get on with us very well. Like he has a very dry sense of humour, and he fits quite well with our sarcastic kind of attitude we have. And yeah, we get on really well with Marek, and he fits the team well. Like he calls for us at the moment, even though. So he's still getting used to our. He's calling on those handles basically. Yeah. So it's such a challenge ahead of him, and he's doing a really good job. But like last game, it's like. Doesn't matter how well we call, if we're getting that battered, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, he's been fitting well though, he's been going okay.
Okay, let's move away from potential negatives and the word pattern and all that's still coming up, man. I'm sorry, it was brutal, it was awful. But yeah, let's go on to a bit more positive. Let's look to the future. You are still in the tournament after all.
We are still.
Lower bracket battlers.
I kind
of the fanatic of
already.
Yeah, I know. I got that vibe when I came over. To ask you to do an interview, I didn't know if it was okay. So, but yeah, you know, I mean, you're still in the tournament. There's still teams that you're more than capable of beating. I mean, do you have that belief? I mean, you know, that you can get all the way to a final and be on the stage.
I think after you get beaten that badly, you're not really that angry about it. I think we just realise now that we kind of needed that wake-up call, even though we kind of got that when we played TLR. Like, we thought that was a wake-up call. But after getting beaten like that, you kind of think, right, we've got to change what we're doing here, something's not working. So hopefully, yeah, we know we've got like people like Rasta and Link still in the tournament. Like, I didn't think Link would make it this far. It's like crazy how good they're doing. And yeah, like we can still get to the finals, no problem at all. It's just got to start learning from our mistakes instead of just keep doing them.
Well, I'll ask you a little bit about the TLR game. Let's finish mentioning that because maybe you might have been better off asking Jack to come and play with your teammate Callisto, because he had a hell of a game.
Yeah.
And you know, what a difference he made to that team. I mean, it was good to see a former teammate of yours doing so well against.
I think Jack's really underrated. I've always told everyone who I play with, like, they kind of don't really rate him as a player. Like, I was always telling them, no, Jack is really, really good. And like, I don't understand it. He plays well every single big game he plays, but no one never really gets respect from like the top tier players.
Yeah, I've never understood myself either.
So like I've been in many teams with him in the past, and like I've always told people, but no one really seems to ever give him that chance in the bigger teams. And I'll be.
So obviously you've just had a bit of a thumping off MTW, so I'm imagining you think they're going to do quite well. But I mean, Very Games haven't lost like more than 3 rounds yet. I don't think in any of the games. Can anybody beat them?
Not this event, I don't think. I don't think anyone's ready yet. We keep kind of bringing these new lineups to the table, and we're not prepared to beat a team like that yet. They're too powerful, aren't they? Like every event, they seem to have this kind of ongoing like force. It's like no rounds being lost, no one ever showing any weakness. It's like, I think MTW, if they get to the final, they could potentially take a map off them, but I don't see anyone beating this event.
And has anyone surprised you? I mean, you've got an eye for talent, you've been around the block. What do you think about the guys that maybe playing in Link Gaming or any of the teams like that?
The Link Gaming guys, it's cool that they've got like Jim and Sam playing with them. I think that's given them a kind of, they had Luke before, which was like the guy they looked up to.
Yeah.
In fact, they've got some sort of like pedigree with Jim and Sam. Like, I think that's going to be really good for them. Those guys, they're all really skilled players. They just we've never been in that kind of the tree house.
Yeah, I know the tree house. Yeah. I'm all too familiar with it.
So yeah, I think they're ones to look out for. I think this event's going to be good for them. I don't think Link Gaming is going to last. That makes sense. I think that's going to get those players into the top end of the scene. I think that'll be good for them to get some recognition and maybe get some better opportunities rather than Link Gaming and having people come in for them just for one event sort of thing. So that'll be cool for them.
And final question, because obviously you've been around the block. We put
too long.
Yeah, we put the pictures of you when you were skinny at one time back in the Zemport days. You know, I mean, you've been to all of the venues that I-Series has had. You've been to the Stolies. You know, you got shot by a bird. You've been to that was excellent. You've been to Newbury, obviously, and here you are at Telford, kind of a fresh start for the whole I-Series thing. What have you thought about the venue? How does it measure up, in your opinion?
It's a good land venue. It's not blowing me away or anything. I think it's two decent sized hangars. That's what you need for a good land. Like Newbury, with all these different floors and stuff, it's a bit like no one really knows what's going on, everything's in different places. You need two big hangars for a good event, nice big stage, and you've got yourself a good event. So yeah, thumbs up, nothing amazing.
Methodical.
Yeah, it's cool, it works.
Well, look man, best of luck in the lower bracket.
Thank you.
You might need it, I don't know. And
so.
hopefully Luke calms down as well. Thanks to the Rasta guys for this t-shirt I'm wearing during this interview. Got to thank them for it. And all the people out there at cadred.org. Stay tuned to the website. We're going to have more video interviews and all the usual stuff that we do from here at the International Centre in Telford at I43.